Okay, now I've got the fan in and the battery and the controller, and I found a fuse. Zoom in on that a little bit. Found a fuse holder from an old microwave oven I glued in there. I don't believe that's a fuse. I think that's a thermal fuse, so I'm going to, for now it works. I'll pull that out and probably put like a 10 or 15 amp fuse in there. The 12 volt output can actually output up to 10 amps. I put on the front panel 5 amps. I derated that to 5, and the motor, the fan, can take up to 7.2 amps. So I think if I build another one of these, I'm going to upgrade this labeling on the other side to show 10 amps. And I think the previous video show how I modified this on the next revision. I moved this label out a little bit. I brought this little box down to make it cleaner. But for now, the prototype is pretty good. So I'll probably put a 15 amp fuse in there. Okay. I also decided to put a power switch on the top, right there. And that's because originally the man-machine interface connector was going to come out here and go up to the front, where I'm going to have like a little controller on the front of my chest with a little microphone in the helmet, and a face mask, and headphones, and so people can hear me. I can have an amplifier, and I'll probably just use another Arduino that's in my chest in a little box that'll be a slave to this Arduino Uno up in here, and the two can talk to each other, and they're very low power. But I thought to myself, this is going to be against the back of my head. I don't know if I want this connector to come out, so I might put the connector up here and then remove the switch. That's why I put this on a wooden plate. Take out the switch and put the connector up here, and the switch would be moved to the chest pack, as I call it, the chest controller. But I'm still waiting for the hoses to come in, and so the hoses will come in here, and the one behind here, and this is where the electrostatic and the ultraviolet filtering will go on the input and the output. And let's turn it on. You can hear it come on. The green light powers up for a second. I don't know if you can hear that, but the fan is running. This is in constant backpack mode, so there is air blowing out of there. Just a slight breeze right now, just enough to pull the air through the filters and pump it into the mask. It's not really a respirator or a ventilator, it's just a filtration system that you wear on your back with a fan blower to help you with the air. And you can see I got room in there for other stuff. I'm going to put the charger, when you plug in the 110 volts, 120 volt right here, I'll plug right there. I might even just grab it from this old power supply if I want, or I'll buy one online. Put one of those in here in the front, right there, and then I can charge by 12 volts or 120 volt. So the little charger is going to go in there. I have one out in the garage. I use it to charge my tractor, and I get them at Harbor Freight, which is a pretty decent price there. I know they're made in China, but if I want really quality, I'll buy a US made one. But for like $6 I can get one, and I'll mount that in there, and that'll plug into that connector, and then I can charge this with 120 volts. And then of course I'm going to add the other features, like a USB that'll go right to the USB connector on the Arduino. That way I can make updates without having to tear it all apart. And that's pretty much it. It's working fine. As soon as those hoses come in, I'll be able to strap this on my back and start walking around with my mask. Stand by. Let's go over here and look on the floor where I've been doing things. I'm working in the house today because it's still kind of cold out in my workshop. I don't have a enclosed workshop. It's a barn actually, so that's my huge workshop out there where I keep most of my tools. So I've been working on the counter here on the island in the kitchen, and I have to clean it up today because I got the word from the boss that I have to do that. But anyway, there's the mask, and I'm going to have a rubberized motorcycle suit that I'll put on and seal that up, and I'll be a self-contained antiviral suit that I can go out in public. Alright, so stay tuned and wait for the hoses to come in.